today's talk is actually going to be on financing. But before we talk about
financing,
finances, financing, Okay, thanks for that. But first of all, we need to talk about that hair because the quarantine was a hairstyle right there. Not only are we fighting off extreme balding look here, but
that is thick. That's as thick as you've seen.
Are you at that right tender age now where you're hanging on like Homer Simpson to the last shred of hair that you have? And you're like, no,
look at this.
It's a full set of hair.
Exactly.
From the back onwards.
I look this exact. If you look at my high school graduation photo, this is what you'll see.
It's horrendous.
100%. No.
Wow. You're at the stage where you just.
I'm not at a stage. I'm just here. I'm doing what I'm doing. There's no stage.
It sounds like a midlife crisis.
You saying I'm at a stage sounds like the end.
You said it, not me. So today we're going to talk about finances, and those finances, Jay, you can kick off. Obviously, it's a question on everyone's mind right now and a little bit of an unknown on everyone's mind. Also, as well, our regular guest, Nemo, is in the back.
Oh, there she is.
Just dying to feature in every single video that she can get her face in.
Slithering into every shot.
Ah, exactly. Anyway. That's what we need to put featuring now.
Featuring Nemo?
That's it. So what are we going to talk about on finances, Jim?
I think a lot of people are concerned right now, obviously. And I think I'm just interested to know what everyone, so feel free to comment below, is doing. If everyone's ultra conservative at the moment. What everyone's doing, yeah. If they're ultra conservative at the moment, which I'm guessing they are, in not spending anything they don't have to, outside of rent or mortgage, if you're still actually paying that, and food, and of course your Netflix account and your cell phone bill.
Well,
all the necessities.
Netflix doesn't really count because there's, I think, 3 people in the world subscribe to Netflix, and the rest of us use those 3 accounts.
See, it's funny. My brother-in-law was saying that the other day because everyone in the family, other than us, uses accounts. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, you pay?
Yeah.
Why don't you take one of our accounts? I've been paying for years.
Amateur.
So all those shareholders can thank me.
Clearly, we shouldn't be talking to you about finances then. Financial planning for the future. Take a 101 class.
0 loopholes over here.
That's it. Yeah, it's I know for me, and we've kind of had a few of these conversations. You see that?
No.
We've had a few of these conversations where, especially like you're looking at the stock market, and if you've read any sort of book on investing and wealth, it always tells you that when the market's down is the best time to buy. But then like you get to that point where it really tests your nerves. Because you kind of you're sitting there and you're looking at like an Air Canada stock, which was at like $52 before it all dripped. And then it's now like down to, I think it's like
dropped. Like dripped is an actual term in investing, because that would be dripping your dividends. It dropped. This is now an investment channel. Take all of this as factual investment advice. Go. That's my legal disclaimer.
English language spelling conversation. So anyway, so
that was a joke.
It dropped down to whatever it is, $19-20 now, which is a great buy. But then you're like, do I throw some money into this, or am I going to be able to pay rent on my mortgage in 6 months? I don't know. And then lo and behold, you should have put money into it. Should I now put money into it because it's a good bargain still? I don't know.
That's what tames the beasts out there, the nerves. Do you have just because you have the money to invest doesn't mean you should. Well, you should, but like doesn't mean you can handle it, I should say.
That's it.
And it's the same with real estate. If you buy a house or a condo and you're watching the market, but the real estate market isn't as acutely detailed as the one tick up or down every second of the stock market. Mm-hmm. So you can get a lot more like emotionally into the stock market if you're actually watching the screen. or checking it 50 times a day like Dean to see if he actually made his 2 cents or not. But real estate's a little bit different, but yeah, the emotional side of it is of course the biggest hurdle, I think.
Yeah, it's everyone now. I think there's going to be a lot of really rich people.
Well, every one of these always brings opportunity for sure.
That's it. But like, can I do it? Or
within your comfort level, right? Always.
Yeah. No
but
doubt.
There's only very few Buffetts in the world, and these circumstances are in this topic of conversation is why people get emotional.
There have been some people pick up and looking at the real estate side of things. There's been a few more sales taking place.
There are sales taking place. Yeah.
People want the safer investments, if you will. Not if you're the Airbnb buyers right now. Unfortunately, that's going to be a bit of a challenging, tough time for you, as flights are now cancelled until all international flights are cancelled until June. I think they just announced.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Really?
So anyone having vacations, like leaving Canada up until June, the airlines have just cancelled them all. And I think that also applies to any incoming flights as well. So and beyond like bringing in goods and such commercial flights.
Yeah, of course. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that's for all of you, including myself, who are planning a vacation.
Your vacation has come and gone. It's just totally missed. You're not planning anything. You're just done. The demise of your vacation.
As ever, thank you for your continued support in my moral.
Sorry, Nemo. But yeah, that's a shame, of course. But it's interesting. But back to the topic. I think a lot of people are questioning, should they be doing anything? I mean, we can't vacation, but outside of that, you can still spend money online on anything. Mm-hmm. So, and have it delivered. So what are you doing? Are you being ultra conservative? Mika isn't. But it's, that's not surprising at all. I've got a bit of thought that on the optimistic side that things are going to be clearing sooner than later. I know that's contrarian to what a lot of people we're talking to think, but with that being said, I'm not being overly conservative. Maybe I should, but not overly. What about you? What about you guys?
I'm being more conservative than I would like, but I think it's partly because we just moved into a new place. We've had to spend money on furniture and everything like that. So, and I'm not a fan of being in consumer debt like credit cards before. So I'd rather personally, for my own peace of mind, take that. Well, that's another question as well. Take that investment or take that money that I would invest and pay it off any consumer credit that I would have. But then also now, like typically a lot of people say, get out of consumer credit first, but now the returns have the potential of being significantly higher because of how much they've dropped. So is it now better, if you've got a little bit of consumer debt that you can carry, to then put it into the investment in the hope that it's gonna go up?
But always keep in mind, if that's the case, if you're holding consumer debt, so let's say you're holding 19% on a credit card. Of course, this goes back to an investment channel now. And you make 10% on whatever stock you invest in, you're still down 9% collectively. So you got 19 falling off the back end and you've got 10 coming in the front end. So it's kind of like, it always makes more sense, especially that level of debt, in my opinion, credit cards and all that, to get that paid first. But obviously there are plenty of very appealing opportunities in the market right now.
Yeah. And for that reason, we don't want to miss out as well. So we've put some money aside and we're just picking off the options here and there. It's always the same. It's never as much as I want. Like
never will be, because
but
it's the same. Yeah.
It's always the same. I think that pretty much hits our 10-minute mark.
It does. So I think if anyone wants to give us your 2 cents, is everyone being totally conservative or not? Obviously, like you're saying, you moved into a place, you need to get your necessities taken care of. Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, pretty normal and fair enough.
And also, what are you guys looking at now as well? Like leave your comments. Like, are you looking at more bonds now? Are you looking at more real estate opportunities? You're looking at more precious metals. Be interesting to see what the variety is out there that people are taking a look at.
On the last video, I had a guy I was asking thoughts on Bitcoin right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's always options. Obviously, contrarian options are picking up steam right now because of what the forecasting is of all these economies, us in the US namely. But it's interesting, very interesting out there.
We shall wait and see. But that is it. I feel that was a pretty tame coffee, pretty tame 10 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't what we usually. Oh yeah, sorry. What's the English one? This?
No. That. There you go.
And out or forward?
You don't need to know. You're not part of the group. Okay.
Okay.
You need to stick to your own.
No.
You're just going to be British like everyone else.
Okay.
See you later.
Goodbye.